You're listening to the Infinite Banking Mastery Podcast. Did you know that you could build a tax-free pool of wealth that's liquid and accessible all your life while building your retirement nest egg? Gain full control of your financial future and stop relying on the government and banks. The wealthy have already discovered this wealth-building secret. Now it's your turn to get financially secure without following the conventional wisdom that keeps you in debt to banks. Now here's your host, Valerie LaRocque.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Infinite Banking Mastery Podcast. Okay, I want you to picture this. Picture this scenario. For those of you who are married or want to be married someday and have children, imagine you and your spouse are out one evening celebrating your 10th wedding anniversary. You enjoyed a lovely evening at your favorite Italian restaurant, but you never make it home. A driver ran a red light and changed everything in an instant. And just like that, your two beautiful children woke up without their parents. There's no will in place, no guardian listed, no instructions, no plan. Hopefully, there's some life insurance in place at least. But if you do have life insurance in place, who is the beneficiary of that contract? Is it the person you would want to care for your children? Is it a trust and you have a solid trustee chosen? Now, I'm going to make sure to say early in this episode that I am not an attorney, and you should most definitely consult with an attorney regarding estate planning, wills, trusts, or any of that. I just want to make sure to get the importance of this message and information out there, since I talk about life insurance every week, and this goes hand in hand with life insurance planning. Without a will in place, there will be months of court proceedings, family members in conflict over who should raise the children, the bank accounts of the deceased will be frozen, and probably grandma is struggling to figure it all out. It's such a sad thought, actually, that I could cry right now talking about it. If you don't make it home tonight, where will your kids sleep? Because it won't be in their beds. That's one of the important things you need to state in your will, who the guardian of your children will be. The core truth of it is, wills are very important, especially if you have young children, or you care about your family, your survivors, and don't want them to be arguing and dealing with the mess when you're gone. A will directs or specifies who raises your kids, inherits your assets, your money, your property, your personal belongings, and who will be responsible for carrying out your wishes. You will need to list an executor in your will for that. Without a will that has an executor stated, the state gets to decide, which is probably not what you would want. If given the option today, I'm sure that most of you would not be saying, yes, I want the government to handle decisions for me after I'm gone. No, I don't think so. If you do have a will in place, you will want to make sure it's up to date. This creates quite a mess as well if it's not up to date. Sometimes ex-spouses never get removed, or your beneficiaries pass away before you. I just had this happen to a loved one of mine who passed away, and she still had her parents listed as beneficiaries, and they both had passed away. So then it's also more difficult to acquire or get the life insurance death benefit paid. We need all these death certificates. We need the death certificates from the deceased and the deceased beneficiaries. And it was just unfortunate that she didn't get a chance to change her beneficiaries since her parents had passed away. Now, there are do-it-yourself tools out there, such as an online company called Trust and Will. I know Legal Shield is another company that has options for you to create a will online and easily. But an attorney is definitely worth it for anything complex, like if you have kids, property, blended families, businesses, etc. Another two important documents that you'll want to have are a living will and a healthcare power of attorney, the latter of which allows you to appoint a decision maker when it comes to making medical decisions on your behalf. A living will, also called an advanced healthcare directive, is a legal document that spells out your medical treatment wishes in the event you become unable to communicate them yourself. For example, if you're in a coma or suffered from a severe brain injury. It lets you specify your wishes. It can capture your preferences around pain management and end-of-life care as well. Here are some key items typically covered in a living will. First of all, life-sustaining treatment. Whether you want machines or medical intervention to keep you alive if there is no reasonable chance of recovery, including ventilators, feeding tubes, and IV fluids. Resuscitation. Whether you want doctors to attempt to restart your heart or breathing if it stops. If you do not, it's known as a do not resuscitate, DNR order. Artificial nutrition and hydration. Is that something you're going to want? Whether you want to receive food and water through a tube if you are unable to eat or drink on your own. And if so, how long would you want that to continue? Pain management and comfort care. Your preferences around keeping you comfortable and pain-free, even if certain medications might hasten death, often referred to as palliative or comfort care. You can list in your living will whether you wish to donate your organs or tissues after death, and any specific limitations on what can be donated. A good living will doesn't just check boxes, it tells the story of what matters to you, so the people caring for you truly understand your wishes. It gives doctors and family members a clear roadmap of your wishes, removing the burden of those incredibly difficult decisions from your loved ones during an already devastating time. Without a written plan of your wishes, doctors and family are left to guess, and family members may disagree. I'm sure you don't want your family members, your loved ones, fighting over whether or not they should pull the plug. That should be up to you. When picking your healthcare power of attorney, you will want to pick someone who will honor your wishes. It will be hard for any loved one to make these decisions in the moment of tragedy or sickness while it's happening. Therefore, it's super important to make sure your wishes are known and to choose a person who you believe will honor those wishes over their own grief. Also, be sure to tell someone where your documents are stored. Documents such as estate and legal documents, the will we're talking about, trusts, financial documents such as bank account information, investment accounts, life insurance policies, and the name of your agent, pension documents, mortgage documents, outstanding debt or loans, tax returns, vehicle titles. You'll want to have your birth certificate together with your Social Security card, your marriage certificate, health insurance cards. Your healthcare power of attorney should be able to find a list of your medications and the dosages. That would be helpful and important information, and you're going to want somebody to be on top of that, paying attention, because sometimes the doctors miss things or don't get all the information of what medications you're taking already, what you're on. Here's a big one too, passwords to online accounts. I know we all have like 200 passwords. Somebody's going to need to have the passwords. So make sure you have passwords to important accounts such as bank accounts, credit card accounts, any important account online that somebody would need to get into. Also, any business documents if you're a business owner. It's always important to review everything after any major life event as well, such as marriage, divorce, the birth of a new child, or death of a person who may have been named in your will as a beneficiary. Think of taking care of this important estate planning as an act of love rather than a morbid chore. Again, I'm just going to say I'm not an attorney, so for further information, you should consult with an attorney. There's the online option that I mentioned, which may be all you need. It's for taking care of simple needs, but for more advanced needs or conversations, you should talk with an attorney for sure. I would say at minimum, you should get your healthcare directives in place if you don't already have them in place. Something could happen tomorrow. I'll just share too that I have another loved one who I've been telling and reminding and sharing how important it is to take care of this if she doesn't want her children to be fighting with each other. And she just keeps saying, I will, I'll get to it. I'm not dying yet. Like, why do you think I need to do it right now? I have plenty of time. She was really struggling over who will get specific personal property items that she cherished. Now, she cherished these items, but I don't know if her children, grandchildren cherish them as much as she does. But now she's starting to suffer from dementia. And so it is very unlikely that this will get done now. That's why it's just so important to get a plan in place. Be sure to share this episode with anyone you think this information could help. As I mention on every episode, if you need to do some life insurance planning or insurance planning overall, or you're ready to get started with the infinite banking concept in your life and would like to work with me, feel free to reach out to me at Valerie@alphaomegawealth.com. I hope you have a wonderful week.
This is the podcastfactory.com.